Good morning and welcome to Fierce Gentleness, the series of talks on character development. Please go back to the introduction if you can so you can get a feel for the overall um, drive of this, the overall agenda of this series of talks. But it's about character development and a path to awakening, or at least a level of liberation through looking at who we are fundamentally as people, individually, and looking towards our own individual responsibility to making the world a better place. This episode I'm calling Speak the Truth with Integrity. So we'll begin. Truth is not something you wield, it is something you serve. The truth is not an opinion, it is a presence. To speak the truth is not merely to state facts, it is to stand inside what is real and let it shape your voice. Truth is not the absence of lies, it is the refusal to distort. It doesn't stretch for effect, it doesn't shrink to keep the peace. It simply stands bare, steady, and alive. Truth is not a weapon, it is not a tool to dominate or a strategy to win. It is a light that exposes, heals, and clarifies. It is a gravity that pulls things back to what they are. We do not speak the truth to be righteous. We speak the truth to stay human. And yet the truth is not always comfortable. It burns away the illusions, the self-deceptions, and the pretty little lies we tell ourselves. Still, we speak it. Gently when you can, fiercely when you must, but never with the intent to harm. Our ego loves to perform. It says, well, I'm just being honest, while secretly enjoying the sting. Well, that's not a real truth. That's pride wearing a mask. Real truth humbles the speaker. It doesn't seek power, it seeks clarity. It may be quiet or it may be thunderous, but it never comes from superiority. To reach something good, it is very useful to have gone astray and thus acquire experience, said Teresa of Avila. To live by truth is to refuse the subtle compromises of the flattery that wins approval, the omission that protects your image, the easy lie that avoids discomfort. Truth is not always easy, but it is always clean. Now let's talk about how we can begin to practice stuff like this. You start small. You practice telling the truth in daily, ordinary ways, like saying yes only when you mean it, saying I don't know without shame, or to say this is hard for me with courage. Notice your words. Are they true? Are they necessary? Do they reflect reality, or do they protect your ego? Speak less, but when you do speak, let it be real. If you're unsure, return to stillness. The truth will rise without effort. Speak up when something in you says, this matters. Stay silent when silence holds more integrity than sound. Don't lie to avoid discomfort. Don't flatter to be liked. Let your words be clean. Let your speech come from stillness. Some mistakes we may make are some pitfalls. The ego will turn truth into an attack. This is just the truth, it says, as it lashes out, but the truth without compassion is not truth. It's theater. A performance can to feel powerful by using something sacred. It can be Be aware also of the opposite pitfall by silencing yourself to appear spiritual. That too is distortion. That too is a lie. Polite but false. Whether spoken or held in silence, truth asks for humility, not performance. Something to think about. Speak the truth not to win, but to live in alignment with the real. Let your words stand like stones in a river, weathered, placed with care, unmoved by the current. Let your voice be a bridge between the visible and the unseen. And when you do speak, let there be no gap between your heart and your mouth. Now let's talk about how we might practice this. Close your eyes and bring to mind a moment when you said something that wasn't fully true. Not a lie, perhaps, but a softening, a performance, and avoidance. Now, where did you feel that in the body? Was there a tightening in the throat, a twist in the gut, a subtle agitation in the chest? Feel what happens inside when the truth is bent. Not as punishment, but just as data. This, the body remembering its own distortion. When we recognize these things in our body, with this felt sense, this embodied sense, it's a different way of reprogramming our mind to look at things from a more embodied sense. As an example, you sit or stand and let your spine gently lengthen. Place a hand over your solar plexus or at your throat. Now speak aloud, not to impress, but to reveal. Say slowly, this is what I feel. This is what I know. This is what I do not know. This is hard for me to say, but it's true. After each phrase, pause. Notice, does the body feel aligned? Is there strain or ease? Truth has resonance. Let your body teach you what it feels like. Let silence lead. Sit in silence for 1 minute. Breathe gently. Listen inwardly for the truth you've been avoiding, however small. Ask what the truth wants to be spoken but hasn't been. Is there something I keep hiding from myself or others? Let it rise. No need to speak it just yet. Just feel its shape, its texture in the body. Now softly say, I welcome the real. Let your body receive that truth without rushing into words. How do we align our voice and heart? Speak a single sentence aloud that matters to you. Say something that costs a little. Something that restores our alignment. Let it be simple, let it be clean, and then say no more. Daily integration. Pause before answering anything. Ask, is what I'm about to say true? Is it necessary? It is aligned. Practice saying, I don't know, or this is difficult, without shrinking. When tempted to impress or avoid, return to stillness. Let truth arise from there. And a reminder, truth is not what you say, it is what remains when you no longer have anything to prove. Now let's talk about truth as in regards to character development. What is the essence? To speak the truth with integrity is to let your words carry the same stillness that guides your being. It's not just honesty, it is alignment. Your voice becomes trustworthy because it does not serve the self of personal opinion, the beliefs or culture, religion, performances, or preferences rather, etc. It reflects on what is, not what is wanted. There is no you. That's what we're talking about when we're talking about alignment. What is the false version of this? The ego uses truth as a weapon or as a badge. It prides itself on being blunt, unfiltered, or just being real. but its honesty lacks love, or it silences itself to maintain approval, calling it tact. In both cases, integrity is lost. When the self falls away, there's no one left to protect or promote. This is how we're knowing we're moving from self to non-self. Words arise from that same still ground as silence. Truth is not wielded, it is revealed. It flows from what is, not what is needed to be said for effect. Embodied expression. Speaking truth with integrity looks like clarity without cruelty. It may be quiet or bold, but it is always clean. It does not manipulate. It does not posture or seek for applause. It speaks what matters when it matters and lets go of the results. And one line of this theme of fierce gentleness. Say what is true and let it ring through the bones of the world. Thank you.